Alright, welcome back to the loaf, my slices of bread. If you're new here, welcome to my playthrough of World of Warcraft. I've actually decided I'm going to kind of do two runs in tandem. I am going to attempt a hardcore run and see how it goes. I'm starting with a hunter because I'm a weenie. But yeah, I'm excited and nervous to try this out. Hopefully I don't die within this first video. But, if this is your first time tuning in to one of my WoW videos, I've been playing WoW for about 19 years. Really long time. And my friend and a viewer of the channel asked me to kind of expand on some stories that I told in my first part. So I'm going to start from the beginning, I think, as all great stories usually do. Assuming this is a great story, I guess. Well, when I first started playing World of Warcraft, or when I even first heard of World of Warcraft, my cousin was actually the one that I saw playing it. He was playing an undead rogue, I believe, is what it was. And I was at his house. I had no idea what WoW was. And he was flying from the Burning Steppes to, I think, Undercity? If I'm remembering this correctly. Oh, that was a long time ago, but that was my first introduction. You know, he showed me the map, the fact that he was flying on this thing across like this giant world. I'd never really seen anything like that before in games. And at the time I was a massive Lord of the Rings fan, so it hit me right in the right spot, I guess, at the time. So I eventually got the game, and when I first downloaded it and started making a character, the first thing I made was a dwarf hunter. No, dwarf warrior. And I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know what a quest was. I didn't know any of that. I kind of like ran around the starting zone and then ended up in the wetlands going from like that mountain pass in Loch Modan. I fell down a cliff and died in the wetlands. And when I respawned, I was instantly killed by a crocolisk with the skull icon, and I thought that was terrifying. So I took the res from the spirit res and got res sickness and stuff. Had no idea what that meant. Didn't know what a hearthstone was, so I couldn't like hearth back to the starting zone. And then, yeah, deleted the character. Logged out, deleted the character, and started a new one, a dwarf hunter. Which, when I was trying to find a name, my dad had this box of something on the desk. It was called like Boitier or Boitier or something like that. So that's what I went with. It was a name variation like that. And I tried Gimli, because I guess I was a Lord of the Rings fan. But unsurprisingly, that name was taken. So Boitier's adventure began. And I leveled that character all the way up to 60. And when I first started playing, it was around the time the Naxxramas patch came out. So like all the obelisks were in the sky and stuff. I managed to get to 60 right before the Burning Crusade launched, which was pretty wild. And all I wanted to do was raid Molten Core, but I never got around to doing that when it was relevant. So I never raided at 60. Pretty much my whole journey of vanilla was just getting to 60. So I have pretty fond memories of just questing in the zones, and just there's so many that I have. So many memories of like specific zones, like Feralis is one of them. That's always a zone that hits just right for me just because of nostalgia. Oh, what else? Gosh, I leveled the hunter through vanilla. Badlands is another one too. That's another like nostalgia zone for me. I still remember just grinding mobs trying to get to 40 and then getting my first mount, and then realizing how expensive the mounts were and not having enough gold, and then having to go farm more mobs just to sell like the grays or whatever. Like, I was just a kid. But yeah, I leveled that one all the way through vanilla, and then started in Burning Crusade as that same character, the same hunter. I still remember the launch day. I got the box. at a midnight launch. My parents dropped me and waited for me to wait in line and all that good stuff. And I actually got to stay home from school a couple days because my parents always thought gaming was cool. And yeah, I remember starting in Draenei, trying that one out, but I didn't like it. I don't know what it was. I think it just wasn't for me when I was younger. So I leveled my hunter all the way up to 70 in the Burning Crusade. I remember the first time I saw a flying mount, which was pretty bananas. And sidetracking here for a second, when I eventually got really, well, I guess I can share that for a story later. But yeah, leveled up my hunter 70, and then I was in a raiding guild. I don't remember the name of the guild. Oh yeah, I can't recall the name of the guild, but I remember raiding Karazhan. I remember doing the fights I remember the most are the Prince and Curator at the time. And I got the bow, the Sun Fury bow, the Phoenix, the drop, which I believe came from there. So I remember that was like a big moment. Like, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know what DPS was or like any of that. I don't even know if the guild I was in was any good. Like, I'm pretty sure when we were raiding Kara, like, Serpentine Cavern and TTK were out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But, you know, I didn't know about any of that stuff back then. I PvP'd a little bit on my hunter in BC. I never really got good at it. There was a hunter video that inspired me to play my hunter again, but I can't remember the name. I love the look of the Vengeance bow though. The Vengeful Gladiator's bow.
I am honored. May the stars.
Yeah, my whole WoW life has been Hack Beast, that's lame. My whole WoW life has been pretty consistent though. I haven't missed any expansion since I started playing. I still have that hunter. It's not a dwarf anymore. I'm pretty sure it's a night elf. But in the middle of Burning Crusade, I remember, I guess this is like turning into like a story time while I play, and hopefully don't distract myself. I'm just running around Shadow Glen right now doing nothing. About halfway through Burning Crusade, I discovered Swifty videos, which were huge back then, obviously. Incredible warrior tricks and all that, even during vanilla, like, but I didn't really know about it much in vanilla. So by the time Burning Crusade came out and the Incredible Warrior Tricks 2, I want to say it was, came out, that was the one where he's in like the original gladiator gear and stuff. Yeah, that hit just right. So obviously rolled a male night elf warrior because that's what Swifty was. I named it Sonics because I think I saw that name in one of his videos and I was like, I like that name. So I took that name. And when I started leveling my warrior, I actually messaged him and saying hi or whatever. And the first thing he said was, hey, that's my name. It's like, no, it's mine now. But I've had that warrior. It's still Sonic's since then. Leveled that all the way to 70. I joined the same guild I was in on my hunter, and they actually had me they pulled me into some raids. I remember doing Gruul's Lair. I need to be careful here. I forgot I'm playing hardcore. Well, am I gonna die in the starting zone? Yeah, I remember raiding Gruul's Lair on that warrior. I'm pretty sure I got the Warbringer's shoulders from there. Did PvP primarily throughout Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King. Yeah, I've mained warrior now ever since discovering Swifty videos, I guess you could say, and it's absolutely my favorite class. Which is funny, that's the first class I rolled when I started World of Warcraft, but ultimately went with the hunter. I went with the hunter because I liked the trailer where it's a dwarf hunter with his bear. Like, I thought that was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. So that's why I inevitably went with that. I think I went warrior first because of Gimli. But yeah, I don't know. Warriors have always been like that class for me. I like the unga bunga, no think, just smack with big weapon type of mentality in these types of games. Which is funny that I'm playing a hunter now, but I guess I'm playing like, I know the pain of leveling a warrior. And as funny as it would be, I kind of want to see how far I can get. And I think hunter might be like the easiest way. Maybe not the easiest way, but maybe the most efficient way. I don't know. But yeah, PvP'd a lot in Burning Crusade. I never got very high rated. I know I had Merciless Shoulders. Never got Brutal stuff, which that'll be a funny story later, just being a stupid teenager. But yeah, a lot of PvP. I played on like a super old potato-y laptop. Like, I'm talking potato, like 12 frames and like Iron Forge and stuff. Like, it was not good. It was not good at all. Very difficult to PvP on. Difficult to do arenas on and stuff. And it would blue screen constantly. I don't remember the druid's name. He was an older guy that was really nice. I can't remember his name. We would arena and, you know, mid-match my computer would blue screen, and he was just like super patient about it. He already had like max out Gary, just like doing arenas for fun. He was just trying to help out. But anybody that's familiar with Warrior Druid and Burning Crusade knows that that is a snooze fest. So I was already playing on a potato, and I had to be like on top of damage and stuff because like the amount of CC and all that, it's just a pain. But yeah, that dude was super nice. Definitely an older guy, and I was just like a 15-year-old kid playing that. And just loud and stupid. Not very good at the game. Yeah, what else? Man, still remember getting that crystal forged war axe. I think I got it from Shadow. What was that? Dungeon. Shadow Tomb, something like that. I can't remember. Shadow Labs. I think that's what it is. Shadow Labs. I got it to drop from there. It's like a BOE or something like that. I was like super stoked. Going axe spec and going into Battlegrounds on my warrior bumping music from the Swifty videos and stuff, feeling like I'm just amazing. Yeah, that stuff was funny. I was on a PvE server this whole time through I think I was on Norganon, however you want to pronounce it. And so I was on that server probably up until the Isle of Keldanis, however you want to pronounce that one too. When that came out is when I switched over to Darkspear. So I moved to Darkspear. And I've been on that server ever since. Like, my warrior's still on Darkspear, which aptly named, especially during Wrath of the Lich King, was Drama Spear, because my goodness, but that was such a fun time to be around. But I transferred over during the Isle of Keldanis on a PvP server, and I'm a warrior who's amped up on Swifty videos and just think I'm the best, and then just get destroyed by these giant groups of world PvPers and stuff. But that stuff was fun back in the day. If anybody's watched Inside Out 2 with old lady nostalgia, that's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, I've always loved this game. Hard not to. I got into it pretty much around the time my parents were divorcing. So World of Warcraft was like a really nice escape from reality, I guess, or distraction from reality is probably more what it was now. Realizing now how depressed I was back then, and that World of Warcraft was really like the place where I could not think about it, not worry about it. And it's just always held that super special place in my heart since then. I've gotten my warrior to max every single expansion. Sometimes I'll play alts, but pretty rare. Like, I have to be really into it to start leveling alts and stuff and doing all that. But I usually experience the first like launch and stuff of an expansion, and then usually move on to other games and kind of dabble in between. I still try to do trading post stuff and whatnot. Yeah, that was my kind of, I mean, what do you want to call it? Intro, my beginnings of WoW. So having these classic servers come out again, like, it's really fun. I didn't get to play much of the 2019 classic. The computer I had at the time just died, which was a bummer because it was like right before COVID and stuff. I didn't get to play much of the classic servers when they came out. Yeah, getting a chance to do it now is awesome, and hopefully I can make it decently far on hardcore. That would be cool. I know I'm gonna have 2 videos in a row now where I'm just pretty much doing the starting zone, so I apologize about that. But man, do I even want to go into this cave? Like, things can go real south real fast in classic. I'm trying to think of like other stories from that time period. I'm trying to like break these up. That questing in Burning Crusade, that was definitely a cool time to be a World of Warcraft fan when that like whole Burning Crusade expansion came out. Like everybody was excited. It was like I don't know. Everybody was just super excited about it. I remember that even as like a kid, just being like the energy of seeing all the people waiting outside the portal ready to go in was super exciting. Seeing the people starting Draenei and Blood Elves, because you had to. I mean, I leveled so many Blood Elves to like 4 just because I liked the zone and the idea of being a paladin elf on the Horde, like that's crazy. I've always liked the PvP. I really got into it in Burning Crusade. Obviously, the Swifty videos had a lot to do with that. Please stop dodging. Okay, do these guys not have venom sacks? I'm feeling like I'm in a precarious spot here. Yeah, I love PvP though. I've kind of fallen out of it. I don't know if it's just because I'm a old boomer or something like that, which is funny to say, as guys like Bajira are still like super high rated. But I can't follow like all the new spells, and I mean I haven't really tried enough. I'm sure if I played it enough I could learn it, but yeah, I haven't really PvP'd much since really Cataclysm. Maybe more Mists of Pandaria is probably like the last time I really PvP'd like a lot. But maybe I should try dabbling in it again. I just feel like I have boomer eyes now. Like I can't recognize all the spells. Everything has a heal or like a get out of jail free button. I don't know. Maybe I'll start making PvP videos on my warrior now and call them like Amazing Warrior Escapades. Or what's another word for trick? Yeah. That's why I still remember transferring over to Darkspear, and the population was like so much greater than what I was used to on Norganon. Like, especially with it being like, oh my goodness, especially with it being more of like a PvP oriented server, like going to Ironforge and just seeing all the people in like crazy high gear. Like I remember when the sooner I could get to like Ironforge, I could see Swifty, because I you know obviously slash who'd Swifty when I first transferred over, and hello. Oh, not let's say. Okay, I'm gonna not pull that. Yeah, slash who'd Swifty right away, obviously, and had to run and find him, and he was like by the war table, and like his full brutal gear and all that stuff. I think there was a human warrior there too that was like completely decked out. That I remember fanboying, like, oh my gosh, look how cool you are. All that cringy, you know, little kid stuff that little kids do. I'm like going into like boomery rants. Like I miss the days where I could like go to a main city and like it was pretty clear. Like, okay, this person PvPs, this person, you know, raids. Like it was always like really clear just because transmog wasn't a thing. So like from a glance, you knew who like the best players were, or the top players or whatever. It was just the people that got high rated. Doesn't necessarily have to be the best, but no, but this is somebody who loves transmog saying this, so I don't know. It just hit different. Like when you saw somebody in like full tier 3 at the beginning of Burning Crusade, you're like, oh my gosh, that armor's sick. Or full gladiator gear. But yeah, I really wanted to start this hardcore journey out and kind of, I guess, turn it into a kind of like story time or like journal for me to recollect old fond memories and kind of like document my WoW journey. A game that is undeniably just so important to me and my life and probably who I even grew up to be. I still have so many friends that I talk to. One really good friend, Ryan Reynolds from Canada. You guys might know him. He's not actually Ryan Reynolds, but he is Canadian. And I've been friends with him since like mid Wrath of the Lich King, but we'll get to that more or less in the next part. Yeah, I think we'll go, because Wrath of the Lich King, that's really where like my WoW life like took off, I guess, like really peaked, like high rated, ended up getting like 2450 or 2350, something like that. Made a lot of friends, PvP'd with some great people. I made a lot of WoW videos from back in the day, from like 5-Shot, Mercator, Swifty videos, Bajira videos, early Bajira. Ended up joining a like top raid guild and stuff, so we'll get into more of that. But yeah, I've been around the block when it comes to to World of Warcraft, particularly Wrath of the Lich King, which I think a lot of people, that's where things really started out. Wrath of the Lich King was definitely a time to be there when it first came out. I unfortunately did not get to play classic Wrath of the Lich King, but maybe if they do it again, I plan on playing classic all the way up through Burning Crusade this time around and recording my whole thing. So, but I am gonna have to cut this part off in a few minutes here, which I think is okay. We've made it successfully to what, level 4 on hardcore, and I'm really just turning this whole thing into more of a story time, hopefully not die time. But if not, I've been leveling on the side just for relaxation purposes, and it's kind of like my calm game. I have a troll hunter that I got to like level 20, I think, so far on classic. So depending on who I decide I'm playing, that's who you'll see me playing as, I guess. But yeah, guys, if you like hearing me ramble on, or if there's any specific questions you have or anything like that, please hit the subscribe button, the like button. It really helps out a lot to further it. I'm beginning this thing on my channel where I'm going to call everybody the loaf, or slices in the loaf, rather. So if you want to be a slice in the loaf, hit the subscribe button, and there will be plenty more, because I just like making videos on stuff I like to play, and World of Warcraft is something I like to play, and I like to talk about it. So yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. I know this wasn't like a super I guess super eventful episode, because I'm just in a starting zone again, but hopefully you guys enjoyed some of the stories or want to hear more. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just kind of talking into a mic. Thanks, guys. Please like and subscribe again if you liked it. Have a good one. Bye.